Thank you once again for joining us in beautiful Laboni, Accra, Ghana. You're here at the Marsaw Media Studios. We have some special guests to drop in today to say hello, and I thought it would be nice that I speak with you young ladies, being that you're from the United States here in Ghana. Um, Deijha Gordon, who's from New York.
Brooklyn, New York, yep.
Yes, and Yvonne Boyd, who's from Florida. How you pronounce it? Ocala?
Ocala.
Ocala. Ocala. I've never been to Ocala.
It's horse country.
Is that right?
Horse capital of the world.
Yes.
It is.
Okay, and so have you rode horses? Did you ride horses at any time in your life? I want to thank you ladies for dropping in on us today. I met Deijha
Yes.
on yesterday and found out she was an entrepreneur. And then I come to find out that Yvonne is a entrepreneur as well.
Yep.
So tell me exactly what you guys are doing here in Ghana.
So, Deijha from Brooklyn, New York. I moved here 5 years ago and I built a food truck and I do Jamaican dishes.
So, Ms. Boyd, Yvonne, you are a entrepreneur as well.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, what are you doing here in Ghana?
Well, I've opened a concierge service called Africa's Premium Concierge Services. And what we do is we contract with service providers for our clients for whatever services they're looking for.
Okay, so that's is that something that's needed here in Ghana?
It is absolutely needed. One of the things that I found out being here is it's hard to find different things, especially for people of the diaspora, but also locals as well. And so what we do is make that easy where you don't have to go find it, and we find those providers for you.
Is it still the same type of money that you could make in the United States doing this, or is it a big difference?
Of course, with the currency rate, it's a big difference. But being in Ghana, you still are able to make a decent living from it.
And so, Deijha, when it comes to your food truck,
Yes.
is it profitable because your food choice is what, Jamaican food?
Jamaican food.
And so you're in Africa,
Yes.
and how are they very responsive to the African food? To the Jamaican food?
So, back when I first visited Ghana in 2015, I noticed the Jamaican flags all throughout the city. And I didn't know the direct connection that Ghana specifically and Jamaica had. So when I went back to the States and I did my research, I found out that Jamaicans are descendants of the Ashanti people. So what I tend to do is educate Ghanaians because they love Jamaica. They love the music, they love the accent, they love the flag. And also the Ashanti flag has the same colors as the Jamaica flag. So there was so many connections, and I saw the potential that Jamaica had here with having a Jamaican background. So I just basically combined the two, and I said, what better to do than bring Jamaican food here? So that's why I decided to do the food.
And I know that earlier we were talking about, relationships and being here in Ghana and you being a single young lady, how has that worked out for you?
Being single here and running a business?
Yes.
It has its challenges because I'm going to say Africa. Well, Ghana specifically is a male-dominated country when it comes to running a business. So a lot of times when they would see me, first of all, even before they see me and I'm responding to like a WhatsApp conversation, it's always sir. They always assume that it's a man that's on the other side. Even if it's a female picture in the display, they automatically assume that it's a man. So that just goes to show you that they think only men are running businesses here. However, like I said, I have had my challenges, and I do find it much easier if I had a male speak for me. So it is pretty challenging, but we still get it done.
And what about you, Yvonne? the relationship department? Have you had trouble here, a problem in dating here?
Not necessarily a problem in dating per se, but I think for me, when it comes to men here, it is challenging.
I would say that.
It is very challenging because you want me to be honest?
Very, very much so.
They lie.
Well, not just in Africa now.
No, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
That is everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I'm a person that like truth, good, bad, or indifferent. So I'll know, what choice I want to make for me. So I don't want you to lie to me to get what you want. You still may get what you want if you tell me the truth.
What type of lies are you hearing?
Oh, besides the I love you one?
See, I want to piggyback on that too when you're done.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that I think there's a misunderstanding, right? So as an American coming to Ghana, I had to understand the culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also look back to how they were raised.
Mm-hmm.
And so from what I see is that when they're growing up, it's, oh, don't talk to boys, don't talk to girls until you reach a certain age, and then their parents push them out there and expect them to get married and have children. So there's really no dynamic of having those conversations, how to interact with the opposite sex, right? Because now you are, I'm thinking you're an adult, but they don't know how to have those conversations. So for me, being in America, we are open and we have those conversations and we have experiences to talk about certain things that I feel like not all, but some Ghanaians don't have that. They don't know how to have that conversation.
So are you saying that American men are more open than Ghanaian men?
Yes, open, and then again, knowing how to have these conversations, right? So even Yvonne just said, I love you, right? That's the lusty stages, because in the beginning, you are really interested in me, I really like you, and they think it's love. So the only term they know how to use is I love you. Whereas me knowing you don't really love me, but I understand why you're using that, because you really like me, right? This is the puppy love stage.
Yeah, but how long had you been dating before someone said I love you?
No, when these men in Africa are saying I love you is the next day.
But hold on.
24 hours.
But hold on. That's a problem that's universal. And I want to say this. I think that what confuses men is that we do believe that women have this thing called common sense. And how do you frame your mind to believe that after a day or two, someone loves you?
Love at first sight. People talk about that too.
I mean, for me,
it's possible.
It's a cultural thing too.
Yeah.
It's mainly a cultural thing. I think that because a lot of them, I say men here, don't know how to express themselves. Because I've asked the questions and the answers that I got I was like, you wrong, that's how you say that, But it's a cultural thing. And for me, I had to, I'm still learning how to understand when they say stuff and what it means, because a lot of things, some things that we say is totally different or different meaning than what they may say and how we say it.
But could it be that this is a Christian country? This is a Christian continent. And so based upon that, do you think that maybe you guys are coming from the USA and you're moving a bit too fast? Because they may not move as fast.
What?
They move faster than
us.
Well, then,
and because they think they in love, they think you're supposed to sleep with them right away. So, babe, why you not sleeping with me? I love you. If you don't love me back.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, we're talking about that common sense, that word, those two words, common sense. I mean, how do you think that, what makes you believe that someone would love you a day later?
Again, it goes back to, like Yvonne said, expressing yourself. So from my experience and my understanding and living here for 5 years and interacting with Ghanaian men, again, not all, the I love you is not about having common sense. They really do like you. I'm really interested in you. And the feelings you get when you are first interested in someone, it feels like I love you, but we know it's not. We have common sense to know that it's not. This is why we don't fall into the trap. But I understand them also because I get you really like me, but I know it's not love.
And I think, again, culturally, what we believe, or even not just culturally, like how we've experienced love is how we see love. And you have to learn what true love is. And I think everybody experiencing life is different. So how you love somebody is different. That's why I always would say, teach me how to love you, and I'll teach you how to love me.
Teach me how to love you in 48 hours.
Not like that now. Come on. Not in 48. I'm just saying, if you're building up to a serious relationship.
So you don't think it's possible to love you don't believe in love at first sight?
Love at first sight?
Yeah. Because I hear a lot of men say they would see a woman, their wife, and say, I knew she was my wife from the moment I laid eyes on her.
They say that after they get married. Do you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they say because they've tried 10 or 15 of them. And they say, oh, well, this was love at first sight. They don't tell you about the other 14 that they've gone through. But this one here, they get to tell a story at the family dinner that this was love at first sight. But they didn't talk about the other 14 before you. So I just think that this has to make sense for me because, listen, let me tell you something. I am a divorced single guy of 10 years. And it's hard to date because of some of the things that you guys are saying right now. It's hard for me to even understand. I mean, you're talking a different language to me. You're saying to me that a man could say to you, I love you, and in 24 hours, you really believe that he's in love with you.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that. We're saying that's the culture here in Ghana.
Yeah. Okay, well, if you know what love is, then it wouldn't matter where you are. If I said I love you in the US of A, or if I said I love you in Ghana, you would know that I don't love you in 24 hours, wouldn't you?
We're not concerned about you loving us. What we're saying, you asked us what is our experience here.
No, but earlier she said men lie. They're not truthful.
In Ghana, her Ghana experiences are the men lying, saying, I love you, because we hear that often.
So if someone told you in the US of A that they love you after 24 hours.
They're not saying that. That's the whole difference.
It doesn't even matter if wherever you are in the world. You know, for me, I'm not going to take somebody saying I love you within 24 hours seriously, that you really love me. You know, it's just that, you know, what she's saying is culturally, when they say that, it's like, I really like you, because they don't know how to say, I really like you.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to this, you know, extreme to say the most, to say, I love you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they love you in that sense.
From the experience we know.
Yeah.
But do you think that for Deijha, you are, what age are you?
32.
32 and
52.
52. You think that age gap has something to do with the way she looks at the word love and relationships? Because, you know, a lot of the younger women, Deijha, you guys, in my opinion, think differently. I wouldn't be able to date a younger woman because of that. But there's nothing wrong with younger women. I'm just not the guy that would date a much younger woman because of some of the things that they get, in my opinion, confused. If a man says to you, Deijha, you know what? I like you. We can hang out. We can go out to dinner. We can travel. I do some nice things for you. Is he dating you, or are you in a relationship? And if he tells you that up front, what type of relationship do you see it as being?
We're friends.
You're friends. So if you saw him with another woman after he spent the night with you on Friday, but you see him out Saturday, how did you go up to him and say something? What do you do?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, but I think I would I probably wouldn't say nothing to him.
Well, wait a minute. Well, you have to think about
public.
it. You just said you were friends.
Yeah,
So what happened? I mean, from Friday to Saturday, you just said we're friends.
we are friends.
So why
I
would
know
you?
how other women think also. I don't know who this woman is to him. And if I know the dynamics of our relationship, I'm going to sit down maybe, hey, I see you. But I won't go up to him because I don't know who she is to you. And me being a woman, I know how we think because you could just be like, oh, this is my friend, but now I'm side eyeing her and I'm side eyeing you. Like,
But you're not in a relationship, so why you side eyeing her?
no, if I was the woman that he's sitting with, I'm saying I don't know who she is to him.
So here's what I say with friends. If I'm talking to one of my buddies and we hanging out, we watching football, and I say, man, I'm out of here, I'm gone. I'll see you tomorrow. I see him the next night and I see him with a girl. I'm like, okay, she's cute. I'm not gonna side eye him because he's my friend.
And he's a male.
Okay. So if it was okay,
He's a
well
man.
I can
That's a
change.
different-
Let me change that.
Okay.
If it were a female and we're hanging out, right? And so I think you're talking about friends with benefits, right?
I'm talking about whatever you're talking about.
Okay, let's just say friends with benefits.
Okay.
And so friends with benefits, but we're not dating. But it's a FWB situation. Do you have the right to approach me and say something to me if I'm with another woman?
Like hello?
Oh, hello is
Like
fine.
a greeting?
Hello.
Or what?
Hello, and that is
Or you saying approach you in the sense of like, oh, who is she and why are you here?
exactly.
No.
No.
So Yvonne, you've been here for
I've been coming since 2019.
2018, and so you've been on the dating scene since then, or
Yeah, I was in a relationship 2020 with a guy. We won't get into that. And I've been, single since then. And I've dated before here. It's just that things didn't work out. And I'm not saying, like, the men here, they're nice. I like how they treat you. Like, I think for me, I've gotten queen treatment. It's just that it's okay if it doesn't work out, though. And it's not always a cultural thing. It just doesn't sometimes.
yeah, I think relationships across the continents is different nowadays because expectations are a bit different, and people are not as expressive or even the word honest. They're not as honest as they could be or should be. And so sometimes it becomes very confusing on both sides of the spectrum.
Right.
But I think overall, though, Ghana men, as well as Ghana women, they're very nice people.
I
Very.
agree.
And so, they're good. And I think that, you're going to meet all types of people, no matter where you are. You know what I mean? And so you just got to meet that right person for you.
Absolutely.
But as we were saying earlier, we were talking about business, and how is it though with you guys being here, being single, and being an entrepreneur? Is it tough, or
It is tough. It is challenging. I say now, right, because I come from a single parent household. I see my mom do it all. When I say all, I mean literally everything. So, and she had 2 kids. So for me, I feel bad even complaining because I don't have any children yet. But I said I don't want to do it all, and I shouldn't have to. When it comes to my business, there's things that a woman, in my belief, a woman should handle, and there's things that I believe a man should handle. So I would love to have had a partner come in and take some of the weight off of my shoulders, not for the business specifically, but let's say having conversations with other men, because again, sometimes they would dismiss me and not take what I'm saying seriously.
And I think for me, I am an entrepreneur and I've been one for over 30 years. So coming here, starting a business, for me, it wasn't that hard. But you have to have the right people in place and you have to connect with the right people. You know, Deijha has been an amazing connection and friend since 2020, and, you know, introduced me to other people. And it has been great. Here, I do have partners that are Ghanaian, so that made it a lot easier as well.
Yeah, our dynamics are completely different because when I first came to Ghana was in 2015. From then I had in my mind to move to Ghana. At that point in time, there wasn't anyone promoting on social media how to move to Ghana, where you should live. So I literally had to come on ground and figure that all out by myself. I didn't have anyone really to direct me on what to do. So this is why I am who I am to Yvonne, so that her landing could be smoother. And she has been coming back and forth. So we did our thing completely different on how we started businesses. So our experience is different.
And then my connections are her connections are my connections.
Right.
And I think that that's what we need in order to have a successful start and finish. This is one of the reasons why I started the concierge business, is because it is hard to get certain things done and get it done at a fair price.
Correctly.
You know,
correctly done.
Yeah.
We have to add that in.
Right. And so that's that's really the biggest reason, you know, why I started it, because I saw a need, and it's like, why not offer a solution to that need?
You know, when you use the word correctly, I had a young lady on a few weeks ago, and I think that what happens with that word correctly is that you have already witnessed what they're coming to witness now. And so you may be, say, 2 years ahead of them, right? And so it's not that it's incorrect, it's just that they don't know the correct way because they haven't gone down that road yet, but they're going.
Right.
And so I think a lot of times when you come over from the diaspora, you get that wrong in the sense of, no, they know how to do anything that we know how to do in the US. It's just that we are a little ways, a tad bit in front of them. And so it looks like they don't know, or they're doing something incorrectly because they haven't been educated or exposed.
Right. That's why we as a diaspora have to come. The whole point of us coming to Ghana as the diaspora is for us to work together, right? So I'm bringing my experiences in the States, and I'm bringing my knowledge from the States, and then you are bringing what you know in your country, right? And we are meshing that together. If we can do that as a team, we would be doing amazing things, right? And so it's not when I say correctly, I mean in the sense of obviously the American standard. And the American standard is to have structure and to have policies and to have things that we expect, right? Even something simple as having a filing system, right? So that it can make your life easier as well. Ghanaians.
Yeah, be careful. I would say be careful with that, because it sounds a bit arrogant, because when you say American structure, I don't know if they want to conform to American structure, if that makes sense.
I think that she meant it that way.
No, I said coming from America, we understand what structure looks like. So I'm not saying American structure. I'm saying coming from America, what I see and what I know, right? And we bringing that together from what they see and what they know. So it's not to say I'm bringing my American ways. I'm bringing what I can see, what I believe that I'm taking from America to bring it here, in the sense of something as simple as a filing system.
Like it's just a matter of convenience. That's what we want to help bring here, is convenience. The structure and everything, as far as like getting around or whatever in Ghana and stuff like that, it's really connecting with the right people. It really is. It's connecting with it.
But they don't have the same type of networking systems that we have back in the U.S., where they do, but you have to be in that circle, it seems to me.
Well, I can say for me, I've been coming to Ghana since 2019, and everywhere I went, I studied. Like I studied the people, I studied how things are done, so I'll know what's needed. Um, it's about really connecting, coming here. Like if somebody want to come here, start a business, it really is about connecting with people, connecting especially with people of the diaspora, because that's going to be your greatest asset when trying to build anything here. Because why invent the wheel when it's already here? The people of the diaspora is already here.
So would you say that the majority of your money comes from the locals or from the diasporas?
For me, both. I have Ghanaians who patronize, and I have diasporans who patronize. So I'm gonna say both for me, but I want to piggyback off of what you just said. In order to thrive with your business in Ghana, I believe, and from my experience, you have to go out. You cannot be inside and think your business is going to do well. You have to go out. You have to support other people's businesses. You have to go to these events. You have to network, and you can't be shy, because I'm an introvert at heart. But when I speak to people, they don't believe that, because I have to be this way in order to get what I want and to get my business out there. So that is my advice to anybody who wants to come here and do business in Ghana.
The opportunities are endless. The opportunities come, figure out what you want to do.
Yes.
See.
And Africa is the future. Like it is the future. It was the future. So if you are not here, you need to be here. Like you're behind, but it's okay. You can still come.
You know, with the state of America today, I think that people are exploring.
Yep.
And they're coming to Africa. They're coming, especially Ghana, West Africa.
Yes, Ghana is the gateway to Africa.
Yeah, it's one of the safest places.
Yep.
It is.
I think it was ranked the #2 safest place in Africa.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say to you that I've never experienced any type of crime. I've never seen any type of crime. And so for me, it's like, wow, I was just watching the news on yesterday, and the Miami Dolphins football player, Tyreek Hill, was pulled over and snatched out the car. For what?
I was just watching a shooting in Atlanta, in Georgia. This kid shot up his school, and school just started 2 weeks ago. So your children are not even safe. The teachers are not even safe. You can't even go to work. You can't even send your children to school thinking they're going to be okay.
You know, me as a mom, like I want my children here. They know this. You know, as a mom, when my son was in high school, they had a threat of a shooter at his school. And I don't even want to fathom those thoughts again, in the fear that I had. And I don't want my grandchildren, if my children decide to have children, to go through that. You know, one of the things that I'm doing here, one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing in Africa, in Ghana, is because I want my children to know that they have somewhere else to go.
Yep.
That they don't have to stay.
And I have people in the States tell me all the time, oh, be safe out there, be careful. And I'm just like, bro,
I'm safer here.
You be safe, because I can walk up and down the street at night, and I've never, thank God, and I'm not saying that it's impossible to happen, but it's just a feeling that you have, as opposed to, again, I'm from New York City, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, I've experienced shootouts, all types of things, right? So when I come here, and that's not even a thought on my mind.
It is not.
Like, this is what real freedom feels like. I don't have to think about being Black. I don't have to think about being a woman. I don't have to think about who I need to be when I step out of my door. I can literally just be.
You know, I was telling my mother, she was telling me, be careful. You don't know what's going on out. This world is crazy. And I just say to her, yeah, it's crazy, but it's crazier. It's not as crazy over there, but they've never been. She's never been.
Yeah.
So that she doesn't really understand, because she knows what she see on television, what she reads in the paper, and that's all she know to believe.
And I guarantee if she comes here, she would love it, because I brought my youngest cousin at the time, she was 6 years old, and then my grandparents, they come often, they're in their 70s, and they love it. And they also had the same mindset of, oh, be careful. But when they're here, treated like kings and queens. My younger cousin, she wants to come all the time. And I'm glad that I'm changing the dynamics of what Africa, what we thought Africa was like for them at a young age. And also, none of my family members came to Africa before I came. So I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here, like changing that narrative and then bringing my entire family here. So if they need an escape, I got a place for them to stay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, this has been it's been an awesome time that I've had sitting learning from you young ladies. But if you were to give someone coming to Ghana or coming to Africa in general, what advice would you share with them?
Well, I have maybe three. One would be have patience. Be patient with my Ghanaian brothers and sisters. And understand that this is not America, this is a third world country. So don't expect certain things to go how we expect them to go in America. And then three, Ghana specifically. This is just overall advice, basically that you are the creator of your life. So anything that you see in your mind, you can hold in your hand. And come and see Africa for yourself. Don't let nobody tell you what it's like.
I would say have an open heart and have an open mind and treat everybody good. That's it.
No,
Follow me on YouTube, DeijhaView.com. Now,
go ahead.
Oh, and get my book on Amazon. It's called Trust the Process by Deijha Gordon.
Yes, thank you, Deijha. You know, I have, as we sign off here, I would like to thank both of you ladies, and more than anything, I want you to come back, because I think there's some other conversations that we need to have, and they're important to people here as well as people that are coming here. They need to hear this. And so you guys have been here for 5 years and what, 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, I've been coming since 2019, so that's about 5 years.
Yes, about 5 years as well. And so for me, it's been 3. And so you guys have a little bit more knowledge probably than I have. So it's good to hear it. And so I think that the people that are watching at home can actually understand this and possibly relate to it. And so I thank you for sharing that information. And I thank you for dropping by Marsaw Studios today. You know, we provide content, marketing services. We're known for our mobile billboards that are moving around Ghana. We have more than 300 billboards on vehicles that are moving around Ghana on a daily basis. And so that's new, because Ghana has been one that has been used to using the static billboards. And so when you talk about bringing ideas like what you see in New York, LA, Miami, Houston, now Ghana, where you see buses and cars moving around with branding, advertisements on it, it's something different. So I think that, like you said earlier, we are going to bring new concepts and new ideas. And then on the other hand, we're going to learn from them as well. So I think that it could be a great partnership. And so I thank you guys for coming here and partnering with them. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you.